Hello, YouTube. I've been thinking about different life paths, and since of me being only 19 years old as of right now, um, just different journeys I can take, different paths, different work life, different career paths, but mainly just life paths. What is going to lead me down the best route while also like making good money, um and living life to the fullest. And so many content creators, especially my generation and like in their 20s right now, are talking about maxing, where basically like, okay, there's look maxing where they're doing all these different routines and all these different what would I say, like in like skincare, health, diet, exercise, and they like are trying to become the best they can possibly look without, like, I mean, sometimes people go for like surgeries and stuff, but like mostly people try to do it like the most natural, maybe end up taking steroids if they want to come, like if they want to be like a bigger person. But I think the best thing, like if you were to follow that, oh, maxing, like what do you want to max out in life? Fun maxing. Having the most fun in this world, really enjoying it for what it's got. I mean, there's so many different things. Like you could, it's so important that, I mean, I don't even know the statistic of how many people are depressed in America, not even like the world. Like there's a lot of people that literally dislike their life and don't actually want to, let's say, improve. Like they don't want to, not, I wouldn't say they don't want to improve, but like it's so hard for them to improve. It's so hard for them to, because they already went down this one career and spent so much time in that one career that that's basically all they know. And so when people are young, like me being young, is I have more of like a, I can take a little bit of a step back and see like different paths I can take. And I'm choosing to go down the fun path. Like I'd rather live life to the fullest. I'd rather travel, see the world, go to concerts. Obviously, there's definitely things about fun maxing where you can't, you in order to have fun and live life to the fullest, you do have to be healthy. You can't hike up this huge mountain and be able to see this crazy view if you can't literally hike up the mountain, or you can't like go camping or backpacking if you can't even carry the weight or actually like learn how to do that. So there is discipline in fun maxing. There is like, you need to be healthy, you need to be fit, you need to be eating the right foods to be able to sustain yourself, because obviously you can't like completely go over the edge. There's so many people that do that. They for example, going on concerts, there's so many people that literally travel all around the country, their state, or even the world if they got like money behind them. Um, and they just travel the world to do drugs, go to concerts, and drink all the time. And that is not necessary. Like you can't say it's necessarily fun maxing when you feel terrible the next day. You know what I'm saying? Then how is it that fun? Like you had a great time the day before. You had a great time now, but tomorrow, now you're like dealing with the repercussions of the actions that you did. And well, then that's turning only one day out of and then you're basically like, out of 365 days, only half of them are actually fun if you do that, if you follow that route. So like, I would want to, instead of doing half the days, like, I'd want like 300 plus days out of the year being fun, where I'm doing something, I'm going on a hike, I'm going out and getting really good food, trying a new restaurant, seeing different things, or just being whimsical. So that's whimsical is like what like little kids are, like they're just they're happy to do little things, like, oh yeah, you can buy them like a little ice cream cone and they literally made their whole day. You can like they get new shoes and they're like ecstatic about it. Like that's whimsical. That is being like super happy. That is just like, going around and enjoying life, where grown-ups have tend to lose that, because it's just, work life. There's not much, like, how can you be happy all the time if you don't really enjoy your life, if you don't really enjoy the career you're in, the path you went down? Like, you literally can't be fun maxing to the max if you don't enjoy your life. Like, you have to love yourself. You have to love doing stuff. You have to love this world for the most part to be able to actually have fun all the time. And it's just got me thinking, like, the path I want to go down in life. And I would love to, I do a floor cleaning business, so that makes me it makes me enough money for little things I want to buy, to be able to go out to eat, or go and, like, pay for gas and drive out to a new city or something and check out the area and go and walk around. But then what I really want to do is be an influencer. And that is just, there's something about it that, like, only, not many people necessarily, like, do full consistency on being an influencer. And there are people that want to be that. There are, like, most people want to be the influencer, because all you do is just put up your phone, put up a little camera, press record, and you talk into a mic, or you talk into, like, your phone. Like, I don't even have a mic. And there's just something about that that's so simplistic, yet it is proven time and time again to actually, like, make good amount of money, or even make insane amount of money. Like, there are people that are literally making millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars per month off of being an influencer. There's people that, and they're not, like, they're just credible. Like, if you go over and look at credible people, okay, so probably the best podcaster right now used to be Joe Rogan, but now it's, I would say, is Andrew Huberman, where he does a science podcast, where he just does all sorts of science-based research, and he invites actual, like, really credible people onto his podcast, and sits there, has a deep conversation for like an hour, 2 hours, on sometimes 3 hours, and he gets sponsored. But that person, like, he created a platform for himself to literally just do extensive research, which he already does. Like, he already went through college, probably has, like, I don't know, master's degree at least. Like, he's super smart. But he teaches at Stanford University and does, like, public speaking. And then he just invites college professors. He invites different people that are super credible onto his podcast and teaches his audience, while he also learns himself. Like, he does extensive research himself on the topic, but then he invites people that actually, like, share knowledge and helps him learn, while also teaching the viewers. And that is, like, he's like the best podcaster right now on on internet, and he doesn't even sell, like, there's certain influencers or educators, I would say, like, sell courses. He doesn't even need to sell a course because he's basically sponsored to the max, where he's like multiple sponsors each podcast. But then there's people that do the streaming, and they just like stream their lives, which I would say that's a little bit more I wouldn't say like low IQ, but it's just showing your life like to the fullest extent, and you have to live this flashy life for people to find it interesting. Like there's not, you can't just, oh, let me go over and I want to start a live stream and then walk down like a dead street that no one's on. Like, no, these people walk down bright light Miami City, like Vice Beach or whatever, Venice Beach, and they just like either completely trash talk people, they go over and make jokes, or like they do, or they like hit on girls and stuff, and it's such a, you know, frat boy college live stream, and it's like, well, that doesn't sustain you for super long, because like, you know, in that world, if you're gonna go for that, like that image of who you want to be, well, then that world only, you know, it can pay you a lot, don't get me wrong, but it only matters on how many people actually want to view you, and how many people want to clip your little, like, incidents and repost it and keep reposting it. And then there's people that are, like, doing the AI stuff, which is, AI is basically taking over, like, the whole education world. But, you know, why don't we go back to like the old 2010 YouTubes, where people just created a YouTube video and posted it. Like, they just like, oh, I thought this was funny. Oh, I'm going outside and playing basketball. Look at how, like, I can slam dunk a basketball into this hoop that's like super high up, or like do little different challenges and stuff. And there's something like special about that era, where it's not so oversaturated with just slop. It was like people actually created unique ideas, because the uniqueness got their name out there. And some, you know, people who actually had really good ideas and really artistic back then really did blow up, and really did make like a name for themselves and money, and people who stayed consistent all the way through made a lot of money. And so for myself, like, being an influencer, why wouldn't I just want to hit record and be real? Like, give people advice, share my like different life lessons that I learned, and then while also learning from, I watch YouTubers that do the exact same thing. It's like basically storytelling. Like, you're just telling a story about your life, or what you're trying to do with your life, and some people may relate to it, not everybody will, but I find it important that it's just, you know, that's what I would choose to get famous off of, is being real, being authentic, being true to myself. And that's like, why would I want to imitate somebody else who doesn't align with me, who isn't me? Like, you see my room, one thing I would recommend is living with more colors. This world, if you look back in like the 70s and the 60s, everybody had colors going on. There was neon lights all down the city, lights. There was the cars were all bright. Let's see, like, everything was just so different. And now you look at the world today, and the new housing projects and new different things that they build, it's so basic. It's not like, there's no artistic viewpoints anymore in this world, where it's just, you know, that's, everything became more gray, everything became more black, white, gray, beige, brown. Like they don't live to the extent of, but nature's never been like that. Nature's always had fruit different colors. You don't see one fruit black, white, or gray. You see fruit yellow, red, orange. You see flowers pink, blue, purple. You see like life, actual life. If you go and look around at life, bright green, different colors of green, different blues, that is what life is. Life is bright. Life is different colors. It's the rainbow. You don't see a rainbow that is like all dark. A rainbow is literally the color spectrum of bright colors that is reflecting off of the atmosphere and the sun. And just live life with a little bit more color to yourself, dude. Add a little bit of color, add a little bit of little uniqueness to you, because that's what makes you you. My room is completely different than anybody. I've never seen a room like mine. I've never, my family has their own rooms and they're all unique in their own way. Everybody has their own unique room that is, but my family just chose to be more colorful. And that is, that growing up with that is I go into a friend's house and their house is just white walls and they have pictures of their family up. That's it. I don't know. There's also the extent of the different drugs that people have made and did. If you go over and look at back in, 1965 was when the government released acid or LSD, and they did experiments where they would do parties and stuff. Not it's a house party. It was no, those would be warehouse government funded parties and put little flyers all around San Francisco, LA, the big cities. I don't know about they probably did it in the East Coast, but I'm on the West Coast, so I know about these cities. And it was hoping that it would do complete mind control. When they released this drug, they were hoping that it would cause complete mind control onto the human mind, and where they can basically just they want drones. That is the reason why people why they're doing the gray, black, white, everything. They want drones. And then now everything you see is gray, black, or white, except for 3 things in your room: your phone, your TV, and your computer. So they want people trapped into those, because those are the fruit. That's your fruit. Is you're literally, instead of going outside and seeing actual fruit and actual life, they want you to literally spend your life on your phone, your TV, your computer, which is insane. But I would say the LSD experiment, which was they literally have, I saw this post, it's literally called the acid test. And people got literally verifications, little card verification with their name on it. Did you pass the acid test? And that was a significant thing back in 65, but it backfired, where instead of doing this complete mind control on people, which some people did, their brains just didn't click with it. And don't get me wrong, it did do it changed how people thought. So it could, in under right circumstances, it could cause mind control. But when you go over and mix it in with atmospheric, good vibes and happy people, and you learn knowledge and stuff back in the 65, it was backfiring on them, where people started to be less controllable. people started to be a lot more eccentric and have a lot more color going on in like their rooms or in the atmosphere. They would wear more colors. They would live life like more so to the edge, which was uncontrollable. So that's the reason why they made it illegal in 66. It literally in 1 year they knew that it was just not a good thing. But the formula and the drug was already out. So it was like, okay, so now we're just gonna basically make it illegal and down talk anybody who's done it. We're gonna like basically blackball people who've done it, so we don't have that like we don't have that promoted anymore because it wasn't controllable. But now, you know, now what does control people's time? What does control people's mind and what they think is the phone, social media, TVs. It is the algorithm that is not, like when you go and scroll on Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts, it's not, I mean, obviously it's going to show you videos that you've liked, like not like the exact same video, but it's going to show you videos that are similar to the ones you like, but it's going to show you what it wants to show you. The algorithm is going to test different things on your brain. And so many people right now are not even like themselves anymore because they've been algorithmized for so long that is all they know. They only know to imitate and act like the people they see online. They only know how to do that. Like and it's one thing, like you're not as susceptible to it if you're like, you know, an older person. You're not gonna be that susceptible because you know life before it. But you know, the government, I mean, you can see like, well, then they will just stop caring about you. You guys are going to pass on, but the next generation won't. The next generation will be around for much longer, and that's the generation that we can more so control. So my generation, which is Generation Z, I'm like that. It was just, Generation Z is just like a test. You know, I grew up with technology my whole life, and I saw how like being trapped in video games and stuff and never really going outside, because why would I want to go outside when outside was hot? It was like different, it was dreadful, it was doing all these different things, and like, but I could sit down and play this video game that is super bright, that is and my friends are on there. And like, you know, like that, you see how that could be very deceptive to being, that's more so real life. That's fun. Not going outside and playing basketball, going to the skate park, or you know, it is a mind boggle on what they want for us and for the next generation. And it's the reason why like every single kid in high school is basically on their phone scrolling. It's hard to pay attention in class because they're sit down under, it's either you pay attention to this phone that you can keep scrolling on, and it has all these bright colors that you get little jokes every here and there, or you can watch this teacher trying to explain something under these bright LED lights while you're sitting down for 8 hours. It was like, do you want to pay attention to the complete terrible option for that is not at all satisfying, or do you want to pay attention to this nice fruit? And so it got there's a reason why so many kids are so susceptible and locked in on their phones, like, you know, at dinners, outings, family gatherings, they're just all on their phones. It is due to that. Like, their brain is, I could talk to these people. Oh yeah, I know I did talk to them. Like, I did go over and say like, oh yeah, my name's Grant, and how are you guys doing? Give you a hug and stuff. And now I've talked to you guys for 10 minutes. I'm getting pretty bored, so let me either eat something or go sit down on the couch and just keep scrolling, like I've been doing for the last 2 hours before you guys even got here. So it's there's it's not like people just don't understand like how to appreciate the moment necessarily anymore, because the moment is so dry and unsatisfying to their dopamine compared to a phone or a video game. And there's literally like, I don't know how old you guys are, but if you're older, if you're younger, but there are kids that their family is there, everyone's hanging out, they're all like drinking maybe like wine or something, but like there's the 14-year-old kid who came out for a little bit for like 10-15 minutes. Now he's back in his room playing video games, and it's been like that for an hour and a half, 2 hours. Like most, you know who I'm talking about. And you can't like, oh, the kid's like this, there's something wrong with the kid. You guys are not as exciting to his dopamine, to his brain, and doesn't release enough dopamine and endorphins to be able to make him actually happy, doesn't release the serotonin to give him all this happiness, compared to video games that his little friends are on, and he can go around and play video games. And that is just like, I was susceptible to that because I grew up with it. And there's like, the only person that can actually break the cycle is you. Like, you can own, there's no adult could tell you a million times, oh, that's not good for you, you need to go outside, but you're not going to enjoy it. It literally takes like a mental detox. A dopamine was what people call as dopamine detox. You can learn how to do that. You can learn how to look up different methods and like, okay, what's a dopamine detox? But it's just essentially getting away from technology, like rewiring your brain to get dopamine from running around on the grass, playing catch with a football with your dad or your brother or friends, playing soccer, doing like, playing basketball on the court, getting sunlight, eating fresh fruit, like fruit that is essentially like what is put on this planet as like a reward. Imagine you're a hunter and gatherer 15,000 years ago, and you're going around, you're looking for an animal, and you see this orange tree out of the blue. Like, you've been hiking, not even hike, like you are literally been traveling for 10 plus miles, and you see this orange tree, this a tree that literally has all these oranges on it, and you just like, wow, this is what it, like, that is going to sustain you for another 10 hours till you be able to kill the deer and actually like bring food back to your family that's 20 miles back that way. But the orange is like, that is the reward. But now the reward is scrolling on your phone. Now the fruit is transitioned to playing video games. And it's so easy to do. Like, you don't have to hike 20 miles to find some deer and to be able to actually feed your family. Like, you can just go down to the store if you really need food, and you just go right back home, scroll on Instagram, scroll on YouTube, and consume content. Go on TV, because guys, I'm pretty bored of scrolling on Instagram Reels. Let me turn on my TV and watch another 3 hours of some content that is literally not informational at all. So things that you could change about that is like, it's going to be hard because, like, if you were young and you're more susceptible to like watching cartoons and stuff, or playing video games, try taking a break from that for like a month. It's going to be, you're going to give yourself excuses on video games. You're going to say, oh, this is how I talk to my friends. This is how I'm not super lonely. This is how I'm social. Um, but there's, back in the 80s, back in the 80s and 90s, they didn't have that. They went outside and played video games. Like, oh, in the 90s, they had a phone, so you could call your buddy, and you'd be like, you can call your friend, you'd be like all talking for a while, but, no, they went outside. That's how they met. They went out and met at a deli or whatever, and got food, and went out, going on a walk, and that was their sociality time. Now our sociality time is literally like you can wake up first thing in the morning and people don't even shower, don't even like get sunlight in their eyes, which is terrible. There's hundreds of studies, I would say. I mean, don't quote me on that. But there's studies basically saying blue light first thing in the morning, so from your phone, from your TV, literally brings your attention elsewhere. You're not even like present in that room anymore once you do that first thing in the morning. It's very important for you to wake up early, not like insane, some people wake up super early, like older people and stuff, but like I choose to wake up 8 to 9. I like to get 8 to 10 hours of sleep, which is I rarely get 10, but it's optimal to get like 8 to 10. So I sleep like 8 to 9 hours a day. I get sunlight first thing in the morning on my eyes, and that essentially, there's the light you get from TVs, phones, computers is blue light, and blue light is a light that comes from the sun. So, but it's only one light. When you are looking at the sun, and not necessarily like you're just staring at the sun, but like you're getting sunlight in your eyes while you're like, getting exposure first thing in the morning, that is putting a full spectrum of lights, a full spectrum of all lights, red light, green light, blue light, that's the rainbow. You can't see it because you can only determine so many lights unless the atmosphere reflects certain lights, which creates the rainbow. It hits your eyes, and that is proven to help with sleep, help bring you back into the present moment, helps with just mindset. It helps with so many different things. And if you really wanted to research on like, okay, what could that do, there's studies out there. What does sunlight in the morning and evening do? It gets you aligned with the circadian rhythm, which is super easily to become unaligned with. Like, all you have to do is literally just like blue, I was talking about maxing in the beginning, is blue light maxing. If you're just staring at your phone first thing in the morning and staring at your phone and TV late at night, that's blue light maxing. You're now not aligned with circadian rhythm, and your sleep is not going to be that good. That is proof. Humans are meant to be not getting the blue light, because blue light is known to keep you up. Most lights do. Like red light is the least susceptible to hurting your circadian rhythm. So if you're gonna look at any light, it's the reason why there's like those people with the glasses that have the red film over it. It's because if they're looking at TV late at night, it is not messing with their sleep that well. I mean, technology has advanced. My mom bought a TV that has OLED, which LED is not good for you, but it has no blue light, so you're not getting that eye strain and the skin damage from just blue light. There is actually proven to get skin damage, like people get hyperpigmentation, all sorts of things, because they're having too much blue light throughout the day.